now. Alright, recording.
All right, awesome. Hello, everybody out there, and welcome to the 35 Pokes podcast. This is our first episode. It's me and Alice here,
Hello.
and we're going to be the hosts, and eventually we're going to have some guests on, but for now it's just going to stay the two of us. We figured we'd just do that for our first episode. So, first we're going to introduce ourselves a little bit. As you can see on the screen, we have our names on Discord. You can find us in the 35 Pokes Discord server. Please join.
Link in bio. Link in bio.
Yeah, the link is in the description. It's awesome. You've got our pronouns, but let's tell us a little bit else about who we are, what we do, and our roles on the team. So, Alice, do you want to start first, or should I go?
I can go first, and then I can let you go. Hi, I'm Alice. I joined February, so I'm still relatively decent, recent in, the times of 35 Pokes lifespan. I joined in, I think one of their first posts on Stunfisk, which we post on Stunfisk. You should also look there for possible news about 35 Pokes. I don't know when we post specifically, but we do post. I got on mod team because of analysis I did for Snorlax a while back, and also I am very buddy with the mod team beforehand anyways, so it was pretty easy to weasel my way up here. And I go by she, her, obviously. I'm trans, if you could not tell. And
Yeah, we're both trans.
that's it. I don't really know what else. Oh, also,
What do you do?
very
What's
my role here? So far, just recording. I'm the recording girl of the studio so far, because I have recorded, and all of the recordings we've done so far. I will probably be the recording girl for most of 35 Pokes recording sessions, because I'm just very free, and I have OBS set up. And so, it is not hard for me to just
We started this is because we're in the same
yes, time zone.
time zone,
Yeah.
and because we're both really free and stuff. So
Yeah, I don't do anything after school. I do fuck all. I'm autistic about Pokemon. I think 35 Pokes is a cool meta, and I don't really do much as a mod, since I'm Lanista, which is basically just a sub mod. So we don't really do much as actual mods, but I am in mod chat and I do contribute to mod decisions. So I'm an underling of the mods, some would say.
all right, everybody, there's Alice, and here's Vic. Hi, yes, that is my name. Other interests aside from Pokemon that I have include music theory, entomology, which is the study of insects for those uninformed, skeletal structure, and Dungeons & Dragons, which I'm going to be playing in an hour, because I have a campaign in my dorm right now. So I actually only joined this server 3 days ago. They really liked my voice acting work and had me voice act some of the shorts. There's a short about Zebstrika up right now that I voiced over. And we've got more in the works soon. So yeah, expect to hear my voice on the channel a lot. I pitched the idea of a podcast, so that way we can make easily diegetic information for people who are uninitiated in the meta. And yeah, it got accepted, so me and Alice just decided to do this. As you can see on the screen, my pronouns are they and they. They is highly preferred, so if you care to use neopronouns, then go right ahead. So, let's get to the first point on the dock. For those uninitiated with 35 Pokes, what is it? Well, put simply, it's a meta where every month 35 Pokemon are randomly selected, and you can only use them. It's a singles and doubles format, although nobody plays doubles. There's 4 people who play doubles, and I feel really bad for them.
Do not forget
but
Little Cup. Little Cup is
oh yeah, Little Cup.
actually popping
I keep
off
forgetting
right
about
now.
Little Cup.
It's actually surprisingly doing very well right now.
Oh yeah, I was cool. I was surprised that Remoraid was there. I like Remoraid. It's a funny guy.
I agree.
Anyways, I will quickly list off the 35 Pokemon allowed in the current month's meta. And here we go. Oricorio Ballet, Wigglytuff, Fione, Gallade, Ninjask, Samurott, Galvantula, Mesprit, Scrafty, Rotom, Fangreedon, Seaking, Swampert, Weezing, Galarian, Shogun, Leafeon, Cacturn, Turtonator, Magmortar, Lilligant, Sirfetch'd, Oricorio Sensu, Persian Alola, Farigiraf, Pinsir, Primeape, Tatsugiri, Dugtrio, Alola, Flygon, Regice, Ditto, Grafaiai, Pidgeot, Palisand, and Ribombee. So, for those who can sniff it out, you can probably tell overall speed tier in the meta is pretty low.
Except for a few exceptions, like the funny bee.
So, what do we have to say to the speed tier being low?
It's fine. Personally, I don't really see a problem with it. The only thing that I do really see a problem with is the few Pokemon that are like outliers of the speed tier, and not in like the lower tier, as in like they are fast. Like Ribombee is, I think, minimum like 250 or something like that. It is wild speed tier wise.
Let's get those stats up. Ribombee has a speed stat of 124.
That is probably I think the fastest Pokemon in the meta, only being outsped and threatened by, I think, Choice Scarf Gallade is like the only thing that really does like Choice like Scarf outspeed and actually threaten to do damage.
Oh, you're forgetting someone. Ninjask.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Ninjask. I think
Ninjask is actually a very good Pokemon in the current format. It's usually recognized for its blazing 160 speed stat, only being outsped by Regieleki and Deoxys speed right now, but Ninjask has kinda made a name for itself. It's got some great moves. It's got Leech Life, Dual Wing Beat, and U-Turn as solid options, and then it's got things like, let's see, we've got Swords Dance, we've got Protect, of course, for scouting, it's a fast Toxic Spreader, it can use Night Slash to get some dark coverage, and it has access to Defog as well. Do you personally use Ninjask on any of your teams, Alex? And if so, what set do you use?
I have not used Ninjask that much, but I have seen a lot of people use Speed Boost, obviously, because
Speed Boost is like the best ability for it.
And I don't know the item actually. I haven't played this meta that much. I was very active February, but I have not played too much yet, mainly because we are so rather early in the March meta. It has only been 5 days since we rolled these mons, so...
Oh yeah, it's been pretty short, but believe it or not, we're already getting some suspects. We'll get to that later.
Yes, the funny mon that people who have already partook in 35 pokes will very much understand why the suspect is happening. For those,
but we won't spoil who it is.
We will not.
We'll wait until later. That wasn't like me saying like, "Hey, shut up." It was like,
no. I get it. Yeah, I get it.
I hope you know what I'm trying to. Yeah. All right. So, you haven't used Ninjask. I have. I love using Ninjask. It's only got a 90 base attack stat, but it's actually a really great revenge killer. The set that I use personally is Leech Life, Dual Wing Beat, U-Turn, and Night Slash, with Speed Boost as the ability, max speed, max attack with a Jolly Nature, and heavy duty boots.
Because
I know it might not seem that important, but we do have a couple rock setters this format. Most prevalently, you've got Palisand and Swampert, two very bulky ground types who can set Stealth Rock. I personally prefer Palisand simply because its Ghost type allows it to evade Rapid Spin, but most people prefer Swampert for its overall consistency.
I personally have started using Swampert rather recently on my team, so I don't have too much experience with the funny water ground type, but I have used it in like a couple games, and it is very promising. Very bulky, can take hits very easily, and not much threatens it.
I think you blanked out for a sec there.
What?
I think your audio cut out for a sec there.
Oh, yeah, that probably. My Wi-Fi likes to fluctuate sometimes.
Oh
And
no, it's fine. Yeah, both of us have kind of crap Wi-Fi, so
yeah,
y'all will need to keep that in mind.
it is not fun.
If we ever have a break, I will edit it out in post and just cut to the next segment. Bam, no waiting. But yeah, you were saying something about Swampert?
Swampert, very bulky, can dish out some decent damage with Earthquake and also Liquidation. Does it get Liquidation or Waterfall?
It does get Liquidation.
Okay, Liquidation.
And most people prefer using Liquidation to Waterfall due to it having 5 more power points.
And also having a
Also,
chance
it's got
of
a
lowering
neat
defense.
20% chance to lower the opponent's defense. I also have used Swampert. I've used both an Assault Vest set as well as a Leftover set, and I'm gonna say I like the Assault Vest set more, because it's already got a base 90 special defense, and it's just able to with
Uh-oh.
generally easily. Oh wait, I can't
You
find that
cut out
HP,
there for
Alice.
a little bit.
Oh, I cut out? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, Swampert's pretty great at taking hits both on the physical and special side, though with the Assault Vest, it can manage to tank pretty much anything, be it a Wheezing Galar, Strange Steam, or a Rabambi's Moonblast, or a Tatsugiri's Surf or Draco Meteor.
It also has
The only thing that it struggles against is Seed Bomb from Cacturne, although Cacturne isn't seen very much in the meta.
I have also, for people who are planning on running Swampert, be wary. There is, Rabombi does know Energy Ball, and that
yes.
does very good damage against you, even with an Assault Vest, which I have seen firsthand with the match one of our mods did, Typhon. He had a Energy Ball Rabombi set that tore up a Swampert. But speaking of Swampert versus Rabombi, Swampert also does know Stone Edge, which can be used to bop the Rabombi if it uses Psychic instead as its third move slot, which
Yep.
is a gamble.
I
but
personally run a Rabombi that uses the choice specs, and I feel like that's been a pretty prevalent choice.
I have not personally, because Quiver Dance is one hell of a drug, but that is also a very good set that you can run. There is nothing wrong with
That's
choice
fair.
specs. It's just if they swap in.
Rabombi, as mentioned earlier, has... Oh, sorry. Continue.
No, I was just saying if they swap in like anything that resists it, which I don't think much actually does resist. I guess Doug Trio Lola does.
Nobody
so-
uses Doug Trio Alola. Let's be honest.
I
I
have
have not
seen.
seen a
I
single
have.
Doug Trio
I have
Alola.
actually seen a fair bit of Doug Trio Lola. I'm going to be so free
Really?
right now. Yes. I ran a choice band set near the beginning of the meta. It's B-Ties with Graph II, which is a very good speed tier to have in this meta, and it learns Stone Edge and Iron Head, which is very decent
interesting.
for dealing with Rabombi. And so if you
It
are running
outspeeds... Oh yeah, it outspeeds Rabombi.
Mhm.
Yes.
naturally,
It
without
could keep that on the lookout, players. Possible Rabombi counter in Alolan Doug Trio.
though not many do use it because, well, it's not that great. But
Yeah,
it's still very
it's pretty
decent.
middling otherwise.
It is still very decent.
Little unfortunate that the only steel type in the tier is not one laden with resistances, but instead one that is used for offensive prowess and is quite fast and very frail. It-
Um,
In the meta that's seen a ton of usage, and one that I personally, you know what, I'm just gonna decide. I was gonna swear, but let's decide that we can't swear.
I was going to limit my swearing personally, but
I'm just kidding. Fuck.
Shit.
Okay.
I do not
We get like a
care.
couple swears, but not.
Yes.
Let's not like lace. Let's not lace the video with swears.
That,
Anyways,
that is the
we're gonna
point.
talk about Galarian Wheezing out.
The
Wheezing, I really just am not a fan. I run Flash Cannon on my Palisand just because of Galarian Wheezing leads.
I personally, as someone who has been abusing the one that shall not be named that is being suspected, Guizing has
yes.
not been too hard, but I can definitely see if the one that shall not be named gets banned, then I can definitely see Greasing being a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because...
Weezing doesn't really have any counters otherwise, though. I mean, we're talking like Farigiraf and Mesprit, but
there's
let's be honest, Mesprit
and
kind of mid.
Mesprit is fine. I think it outspeeds Greasing and can hit very hard with his signature
It does outspeed Galarian Weezing.
Which, it also has a signature move that always 100% boosts its special attack. So, that is also
mystical power.
Which is also very scary for a Greasing player to go up against. And Farigiraf is Farigiraf. I love them. But that's the VGC player in me coming out.
Yeah, that's fair. Farigiraf is pretty useful in VGC. You have to give me a second, actually. Just give me a second. I apologize, dear viewers. I'm needed for a second.
Well, while we are here waiting for my co-host to return, I hope your days is going well, and also remember to hydrate.
Shut up, Alice. I'm back.
Whoa. That's not called for.
I'm sorry. Wait, were you like actually offended by that, or
No.
Okay.
Almost everything I say is heavily laced with sarcasm. I'm going to be so for real.
Okay. Anyways, I'm sorry for the break. That took up like a solid minute. Anyways, Galarian Weezing, I think, is probably the meta's best tank at the moment. Do we agree on that sentiment?
Yeah, I guess. I can see it. The only, cause like...
I have seen a lot of Specs Weezing, though.
This is true. Weezing is flexible enough to where you don't need to make it defensive. Like a Pokemon like
Cut out for a sec there.
You don't need to make it defensive. Like Weezing is flexible enough that you don't always have to run defensive sets with it. Like Swampert, you always want to run defensive sets. While you can use offense, it's not really advised because Swampert is so slow. And its kind of whole point is that it is bulky and only takes super effective from grass, which, to be fair, kind of fucking just, it dies, but, you know. I really can see people using Weezing offensively, but I cannot see any other of like the defensive mons currently being used any like that way, which Weezing is flexible, well, except for one. I know you can run Assault Vest on Thou Shall Not Be Named, but you know. Are you there, Vic?
Oh, my microphone was up.
Oh. Very unfortunate that that you died there for a second, Vic.
There, I'm sorry, my microphone was on for a second. Shenanigans, dear viewers. Yeah, Galarian Weezing, best tank in the meta currently, very good resistance typing. We're seeing a meta that's pretty offensive, but Galarian Weezing still seems to be standing the tide. However, with that shenanigan word mentioned, Alice, I think we're going to move into silly strats.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's go with the silly strats.
Alright. So, we're going to do silly strats, and then we're going to bring up some news. But first, the silly. So Alice, this is going to be a segment, as the viewers do not know yet. Silly Strats is going to be a segment where I, or you, or our special guest star, bring up a rather silly concoction that we have currently put together in the meta, and why we think that it works. So, are you ready for this? Because it's the first Silly Strats, and I have a pretty silly strat.
I am all ears, Vic. Lay it down.
So, as previously mentioned, the speed tier of the current meta is low. Thus, Sticky Web users Ribombee and Galvantula seeing a lot of due to their ability to have other Pokemon easily outrun. Easily be outrun. Gosh darn it. Easily be outrun by their teammates or by themselves. I bring to you Galvantula. Let's talk about Galvantula for a second.
We stand
normally
Galvantula in this
runs-
house.
Galvantula normally runs either Choice Specs, Heavy Duty Boots, or Focus Sash, to my knowledge at least, and
Those
generally
sound
runs the ability...
most popular sets.
Yeah. And also runs the ability Compound Eyes, which allows it to hit 90% accurate thunders. Its accompanying moves are Volt Switch, Bug Buzz, and Sticky Webs. That's pretty much it. So, Alice, what Pokemon does Galvantula typically suffer against as a lead? Well, there's two. Actually, there's two. Swampert and Flygon. Being the most popular ground types in the tier, of course, you are going to get slammed if you lead Galvantula and your opponent leads a ground type.
To be fair, you do take
Galvantula's
from
electric
ground types due to the bug typing, but yeah, I agree.
Moves cannot hit these Pokemon. Oh, what's that? What's that? It gets Bug Buzz? Oh, that won't do. Will it, Alice? Because Bug Buzz, it's not super effective against those Pokemon.
No, I don't think a bug type is actually super effective against ground type,
No. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be. I introduced to you, Alex, Alex, I'm
The
sorry.
lion?
Alex the Lion. I introduced you, Alice, because this segment has been going on for way longer than it needs to be. Swarm Galvantula.
That
Here's the
sounds-
hypothetical. You lead Galvantula. Your opponent
Like
leads
I always do
Swampert or Flygon. They knock you down with their Focus Sash. You use Sticky Webs or Bug Buzz. Either choice. You're at 1 HP now. And now, when you switch out, you've got a really fast frickin' spider that hits like a tank with 1.5 times power Bug Buzzes, coming off of a pretty decent special attack stat of 97. I'm not even gonna bother bringing out the calculations. Swarm Bug Buzz 2-hit KOs both Swampert and Flygon.
That sounds like a lovely idea. I am personally a girl that very much enjoys me a Sash Galvantula, but with Compound Eyes to make use of Thunder and also as a web sitter. But the Swarm set sounds incredibly silly, like you have said.
Yes, and that's the point. So, thank you for tuning into our first silly segment of Silly Sets. We're now going to move on to our breaking news segment! Alice! Name the Pokemon that shall not be named.
Oh, they that shall not be named. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm strong enough, Vic. I don't
Alice,
think I have it.
Alice, just name the goddamn Pokemon.
Gallade.
Yes, it's Gallade! Everyone hates Gallade. You're either using Gallade or you're getting your crap wrecked by Gallade. And that's why, dear viewers, the 5 Pokes moderators are suspect testing Gallade but hasn't it been 5 days? No! This happened yesterday! It's ridiculous! Gallade's been running rampant. And Alice, I think you should be the one to tell them why.
Gallade has been running rampant mainly due to a combination of 8 fucking 2-hit KOs like most of the roster. With sharpness boosted, a lot of things actually. It has a very wide move pool, which is also one of the main issues. You can hit a lot of things for, at the very least, neutral, and sharpness boosted Psycho Cuts from a Glade is not exactly something that you want to be taking. Same with any of its moves, really. It has knockoff to deal with other possible psychic types. It has Sacred Sword to deal with really any type of fire, not fire, fighting. And that is also, it also lets you get through boosts, I believe, is what Sacred Sword does. No.
Yes, Sacred Sword does indeed hit through reflect and defense boosts.
So you can just ignore
That's not all it
springs.
gets, though.
Yes, no. You also get Leaf
It
Blade.
gets Aqua Cutter, it gets Triple Axle, it gets Leaf Blade, it gets Knockoff, Night Slash. I'll picture a scenario for you here, Alex. I mean, Alice. Why do I keep saying Alex?
They're very
Okay.
similar. It's fine. Continue.
That's fair. Also, there's somebody in my dorm named Alex. Your opponent's I got in, and thus you switch in your Regite. It's got a pretty high special defense stat, and thus is able to take the Earth power that it sends out pretty well.
A Flygon. Correct?
Glade comes in. It takes an Ice Beam like a champ, because it has an Assault Vest. Or if it doesn't, it gets knocked down to like, what, 25%? That's fine. It can still use Swords Dance the next turn, or Agility if it wants. But, you have a choice here. You either sit and take a knockoff, removing your Regice's choice specs, or you switch into your Oricorio Sensu, hoping for the fighting type move, and to hit it back with a Hurricane or Revelation Dance. Or you could risk the knockoff and lose your Pokemon. You switch it to Oricorio Sensu, the knockoff comes out, and it's gone. It just can't survive that without a ridiculous amount of defense investment. Now what do? You send in Mesprit. Mesprit doesn't work? Why would you think Mesprit's gonna work? Alluring Voice and the Glade takes it like a champ. Have I mentioned that bulky Glade sets are getting pretty good right now? But
Assault Vest
despite
with
the fact that Mesprit may outrun, it still won't do enough. Mesprit dies, a knockoff, or a Night Slash. Palisand comes in. It's a ghost type. It learns Shadow Ball. Wrong. Glade gets knockoff. Oh, what's that? It's physically defensive and you're running a very bulky set? Leaf Blade one-hit KOs it. Glade is just too much, Alice.
It is quite problematic in this current meta. It also, for its rather insane base, like what, close to 90 to 100?
125. Oh wait, yeah, 125 attack.
Yeah. What's its special bulk again?
Its special defense, let me get that up real quick. Glade's special defense would be... It's got a special defense of 115, ladies and gentlemen and non-binary friends.
Yes.
115, which means that it takes special hits like a champ. Combine that with an Assault Vest, and you've got an incredibly specially tanky, speedy, physically hitting Pokemon with no physical tanks in the current meta. That's what's letting Glade run so rampant. There's no physical tanks that actually can survive it.
Yes.
Galarian Weezing would be your best bet. It's weak to Psychic.
It is truly a Pokemon of the current meta, and it is very fast even for its bulk, which is, I think, base 95, which, compared to all the other base speeds of this current meta, is very concerning. And it is as bulky as it is, and can then also fire back with very fast moves that can outspeed most things in the current meta. Even it outspeeds your Bone Beam if you sacrifice your Assault Vest for a Choice Scarf, which then you are either you are threatened that poor Rabombi by possibly bopping the shit out of that poor beam and it dying, because Rabombi is very frail.
So, Glade is getting suspect tested, and it might possibly be banned. And when a Pokemon is banned, it is re-rolled into another Pokemon. This brings the chance of it being even more problematic than Glade, but it's worth it. this be one where Pokemon keep getting suspect tested. But hey, with this specific storm, Gallade is the perfect Pokemon. But that brings into question, Alex. Alice! Alice! Not Alex.
The lion?
Her name is not Alex. So, we're going to end off this podcast with a quick little informative bit. What counters Gallade?
Nothing.
I've got one good answer for you. Thunderwave.
Graph-II Prankster Thunderwave.
Yup, Grafaiai Prankster Thunderwave.
I love
Regice
Graph-II.
Thunderwave. Or, let's see, maybe Galvantula Thunderwave. If you can manage to lower Gallade's speed or burn it, then you've basically got something in the bag.
The Gallade
Yeah.
is far less scary if you have a burn or a T-Wave on that bad boy, because then you have a chance instead of it just rolling your team, because it is one of the fastest spawns in the current meta and also has an incredible physical attack stat with access to sharpness boosted Psycho Cuts and Night Slashes and Leaf Blades and the whole shebang that you have to deal with.
I also would recommend to any viewers looking to beat it specifically to run Sticky Webs. Gallade almost never runs heavy-duty boots due to status effects and, due to entry hazards not quite being very prevalent in the tier, and Gallade often being paired with hazard removers. However, Stealth Rock damage does chip up over time, and if you can manage to get Sticky Webs down, then, and only then, will your Primate be able to outspeed and KO Gallade with Rage Fist. I think we're going to end it there, Alice.
That seems like a perfectly reasonable place to stop, because it is getting quite late, and also I need to eat dinner.
Oh, you haven't eaten dinner yet? Oh, you
No.
poor gal.
I'll be
Okay.
fine. I'll just starve.
I've got a D&D game to get to, and this video to edit. But anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this podcast. We're looking forward to doing it more frequently, but the question is, how frequently do you
If
want it? There's going to be a poll by Poke's Discord server. What?
I was just going to say what you're about to say.
You cut
so
out.
You can continue.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm kind of stealing Alice's bit
Nah, it's
here.
fine.
But yeah, there's going to be a poll. It will ask how many times a week you'd like us to upload any podcasts. We can pretty much do like anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week, or just once a week if you don't mind.
I would not
Well,
mind, actually, Vic.
yeah.
But that is for the people to actually decide.
Yep, we're just your humble podcasters, and we hope you enjoyed this first episode. So, with that, have a lovely day. Join the 35 Folks Discord server. Death to Gallade.
We are no longer
and
asking. Join
use
the
Reg
35
Ice
Folks
more.
Discord server.
Use Reg Ice more. Just do it.
Am okay with Reg. I'm neutral, lukewarm.